Hello, everyone. Welcome to our QA Tech Talk. My name is Mirjert, and I will be hosting this session. Today we are having Yaroslav. He is a senior software test automation engineer, and we will talk about Percy, about visual testing, and Percy is a tool. If you have any questions regarding visual testing or Percy tool or how to start automation and so on, you can put your questions below in the chat. And once Yaroslav will be finishing with his presentation, we will answer them. So let me pass the mic to Yaroslav. Yaroslav, please start your presentation.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you all. Um, Today's topic is Percy, visual testing, and let me say something about myself. My name is Yaroslav Turlaje. I'm senior software test automation engineer. I'm working for EPAM almost 7 years, and these 7 years I'm working in focus for test automation. My main schools is testing UI, API testing, and I worked with this cool tool, and I want to share my knowledge with you. Let's speak about our agenda. We will see how we develop visual tests, the right way to develop it, what is Percy, how it works, how to live if there are no auto tester in our project, pros and cons of this tool, and there will be a demonstration. What is visual testing? Um, every website should be tested for visual. Usually it is done by manual QA engineer, but it also can be done by test automation. Um, what we can test, we take some element, for example, a button, and we need to check color, we need to check size, we need to check position, and this is just a very short list. Also, we can get some another element, for example, text, and check size, font, and the color, and much more. This is visual testing. How to develop visual tests? Um, Usually, we can check for web element some class. For example, class red button. We can get color, pick color from our UI, and check it with saved data in our framework. We can check in same way position, and we can check image. We can check image by checking that it is exist, or checking by this source is correct, or download it and compare it with saved file. And let me introduce you the right way. Oh no, before this, let's play a very little game. I believe everyone played this game. This game calls Find Differences. You will see two images, and you need to find as more differences as you can in 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, you can write to our chat how many difference you could find. Let's play. Please find differences in this picture. 10 seconds. Please write to our chat how many differences you could find. Um, Here we see clue. Here we see that we have six differences, and knowing this, we can search these six. But what if we don't have this information? For example, when your web design changed and you open it, you see only you don't know how many differences were there, and you need to find it what is a little bit more difficult than in previous. And of course we are see that we see that this picture, very simple picture, this is from a game for kids, but our interface can be more difficult. And what is our if our interface looks like this? Can you find some count of differences, for example, in 10 seconds? Of course, it is very difficult, and we cannot do it by ourselves. And let's switch to the right way to develop visual tests. Um, Code is very simple. We took some tool, we write some tool, please do snapshot and give name. And as a result, we see all differences what our tool find. For example, we expect that we have blue t-shirt, blue button, and this t-shirt and button was moved or changed size, and it is highlighted with red color. What is Percy? Percy is a platform which is provide to us comparing snapshots, screenshots, uh, provides to us approving workflow and gathering logs. Um, after a few time, we will see it on demo. It works very simply. You need to integrate Percy into your project. Um, Here on screenshot, you can see how many tools Percy can work with Percy. As you see, almost all popular famous test automation tools can work with Percy. Today on demo, we will see working with Selenium for Java. Second step is just run it, Percy to snapshot and give some name. Last step, review it and approve it. Also, we will see it on our demo. How to live if there are no auto tester in project? Let's imagine that you're interested in Percy and you want to add it to integrate it to your project, but you don't have test automation engineer on your project. You need to go to developer and say that you need to some very simple test automation framework, what can be just downloaded from Percy website, and the developer installing it, and you can just use very simple steps like navigating to some page and call doing screenshots, and you can get the test automation framework without test automation engineer in project. Let's speak about pros and cons of this instrument. First pros is it is real visual testing. As you see on previous slides, if you using, for example, checking source or checking class, it is not real visual testing. It is for example, um, you can see this error only when class r- uh, web element doesn't have this class, But what if web element has this class, but class is broken? Second pros is it helps to avoid human mistake in testing. When a human looks to one website every day, he can um, he can skip some changes. He can doesn't see something. Testing became easier. In our previous uh, game, you see that we can in our previous slides you see that we can have a lot of elements. For example, let's imagine that our website is very simple and we have only 5 elements, and these 5 elements can have for example 3 attributes for checking. For example, position, class, color, and you need to um, for every 5 element check these three um, do these 3 checks. It is 15 checks only for one page, and only for a simple website. Mm, with Percy, it is doesn't matter how difficult our web page interface. um, we can work with any interface. It is very good for new projects with dynamic changes. When project just started, we cannot start test automation because we have a very our website will be changed very quickly, and all our auto tests will be outdated very soon. But with Percy, we can avoid this issue. If our interface changed, we can just click approve, and we there are no need to rewrite our auto tests. It provides to us checking with different browsers with 4 different tools. For example, for we can check our website for mobile, for tablet, and for laptop. It has very good documentation. Um, it has integration with continuous it can be very easily integrated with continuous integration. It can be step of our pipeline, and for them who knows what is continuous integration, it is very big plus. Let's speak about cons. First cons is price. Um, f- Today on demo, we will see how work with free version, but there are some limits. For example, you cannot do more than 5,000 screenshots. You cannot you cannot use approving workflow, and some other limitations. For um, for using whole functionality, you need to pay, and this money can be very big for some projects. Second cons is one incorrect approve can broke everything. Um, Imagine that you saved correct version of your website on Percy, and someone who can approved incorrect screenshot, and after this incorrect screenshot became main screenshot, and other new screenshots will be compared with this. Third cons is little change at the top broke everything. Here we see website, and in this website we has little change, this red arrow. Only this is new in this website, and everything other is is not changed. But you can see that Percy highlighted it as something new, something like difference, and it is also some cons I see. Um, Let's switch to demonstration. Uh, f- mm, for the beginning, you need to open Percy website. Uh, you can also find this link in our presentation. Just open percy.io, and here you can find everything what you want. Here I just registered and I am using free version of this. For starting work, you need to just create project, click create project, give name, and um, you will see project like this. I created project, I called it Percy test. I go to this and I see every project has Percy token. Mm, this is we need to um, integrate Percy to our test automation framework. This Percy token should be saved on system environment variables. And when once you saved it, you can start work with Percy on your machine. uh, I downloaded Percy project and saved Percy token on system environment variables, and now I can start testing with Percy. Um, this simple test automation framework was downloaded from Percy website, and mm, what it has. Firstly, it is simple application. I run it on my local host. Let me show it. I just open it, local host 8000, and I see a simple website for adding to-dos. For example, present Percy. I click, I can done it, I can delete it. This is simple tool what we will test today. And it provides to us some tests, uh, creating new to do, um, deleting to do, and done it. Let's see how it works. For running it, we need to open terminal. And here wrote npm test, and we just wait for starting our tests. When test starts, it opens browser where it will run our tests. Let's wait for browser. As you see, browser opened. It will open our website, and it is added some to do. Close it because our test is done. Open browser again for second test, and it will do it once more time. Once it is done, it gives to us link. Uh, I click to this link, and here I can see what screenshots Percy did. Uh, Before it is loading, let me show how looks like doing screenshot. Here I go to somewhere, I write to somewhere something, and all what we need, it is this method, Percy.snapshot. Here I write name, unique name. With this name, I can find exact this screenshot. I do screenshot 3 times, and um, you will see it when it is loaded here. Loading is on progress. And let me show you where you can download project. Um, we need to go to documentation. Let's documentation. Let me just Google it. Your documentation. docs.percy.io. Here you can see, um, you can find all information what we need about Percy. Um, Let me show you. Here we have end-to-end testing, and we can see all tools what are supported by Percy. I chose Selenium for Java because I know Java. You can choose anything what you want here, and you will see instruction how to work with this. Mm, Here I see. Mm, Here I can find example, and I can just download it, and I can just work it what I did it did. Um, Also for every else, for example, if I want to work with Selenium for .NET, I click just to this and can find everything uh, in same way. Let's check. It is loading still. We need to wait a little. Oh yeah, just done. It says no visual changes. It means that we uh, mm, our website is not changed from previous doing screenshot. Let's get familiar with Percy. This is main working window of Percy. Here we see screenshots with names what we write here. For example, mm, here I write home page. I can find this home page. For example, this check it off to do, not this homepage. This is screenshot what I'm doing on this line of code. Here I can find screenshots, switch of them. Here is filter. For example, if I have 3 screenshots and only one changed, I can filter it and here find only changed. Change at 0 and I'm switch filter again to unchanged and I see 3 screenshots. Here on left side we can choose mm, we can see buttons for choosing how we want to see our screenshots, dividing side by side mode or uh, overlay. We see new one and to origin one. Origin and new is same. Here we can change screenshots and let's look to right side. Here we can write, um, okay, on free version we cannot write comments. Here we can see uh, different for different sizes and we can mm, choose it on running. For example, here we have 3 sizes and here only 2. It is also can be customized. And a very big plus that we can check on different browsers. For example, this screenshot were done by Safari and I want to check it how it looks like on Chrome. I click to Chrome and I see how it looks. Uh, it is very useful for projects where you support different browsers. Um, let's do some changes on our website. I go to code and let's imagine that our developers prepared new version and did some mistakes, for example, on placeholder. Here should be placeholder and on name to do's and just add one S. I changed code and let me rerun my application. It is run. Let's check. Here I expect that placeholder will be changed and name will be changed. I'm clicking refresh. As I see, here we see new difference and here we see difference. Let's start our tests. I'm going to run it, open terminal, wrote npm test, and just click enter. And we need to wait again before our test will be done and our screenshots are uploaded to Percy server. Let's wait a little. Our first test is running. Our tests are done and we need to wait before it will be uploaded to server. It takes some time. For 3 screenshot, I think it will be only about 1 minute. Usually autotests are set to run, for example, at night, and when you come to work, it should be already done, and you can just open and start to check it. How to find another build? Let's see. We have project. I can open this project and I see how many times I run tests for this project. You can see that this is a 13th time when I run my tests, and I can check any other saved screenshots. For example, I want to check what there was 2 days ago. I just click to this and I see differences, what were there. There is also no differences. But in our new run, we did differences, and let's see how it looks like. It shows to us that we have two changed screenshots. I click to first and see that I can click to screenshot and change mode from just comparing and highlighting. Highlighting is on, highlighting is off. Um, Also, you can switch on highlighting here, pressing to this button, toggle different overlay. I click to this and see where I should search differences. As you see, first version was to-dos, and I see here is one extra S. And the next difference is with placeholder, and here Percy expects that there will be question what needs to be done, and there is text. Here should be placeholder, and we can check next. Also, this is screenshot with one to do, and here also the same picture. This is how Percy works. And I think this is all with demonstration. If you have questions, please, you are welcome.
Let's answer questions from our portal. And first question is, just a second. It's freezing. How does it work with dynamic page content?
Thank you. Very good question. Um, as you know, some websites has some dynamic content, for example, animation or time or calendar. It can be anything, and the Percy is works with this. Let's search it in their documentation. Percy, how does it work with dynamic page content? And we go to docs.percy.io, and there we can see screenshot stabilization part. And here a lot of information how we can work. For example, freezing animation. It is give to us advice to work with our CSS, our website for before running our Percy, just freeze it. Mm, and we can with this way handle this. Also, dynamic data um, can be, for example, some calendar set to one date for 100% checking. Also, somewhere I heard that Percy is working on disabling some parts of website for mm, for screenshot. For example, in one place you have um, hour uh, uh, clock, and just this part you can exclude from taking screenshot.
Okay.
I hope I answered, and please next question.
Yes, so next question is, in my current project, we have to test Java desktop application written by using Swing Java library. Does Pencil, but I think it should be Percy. Does Percy can help in automation test of UI?
I don't know with what tool you work, but you can use Percy only in case if you use one of these instruments. If you use one of these instruments, yes, you can work with this. I saw testing web, I saw testing mobile, but I cannot answer exactly about desktop application.
Okay, great. So next question is from Maxim. Can you compare Percy with application apply tools?
I have never worked with this tool second, and I cannot compare. Sorry.
Okay. Next question is from Paki. Sorry if I didn't read it correctly. Can you show how you connected with CI/CD?
Mhm. Um, I did it on project, and I'm afraid I cannot show project code or some configuration. Only just mm, say how it was implemented. We have on project Docker images, and we have pipeline, and on test step we gather every all tests to one Docker image and add it to pipeline.
Okay, great. Um, thanks. So next question is from Sergey. Do you compare Percy with apply tools or Yandex Shot? Um, for apply tools, we already answered that we don't have answer. But what about Yandex a shot?
No, I don't know this instrument, this tool also.
Okay. So next question is from Maxim. You run test via CLI. What about using tools like Maven or Gradle? Gradle.
Mm, Maven or Gradle works for mm, build our projects, and in this project I use Maven. In my project I use Maven, and here it is also Maven from um, from Percy. If you open this, I run with command npm test, and we can, if you um, want to see what is this is command is, this is also using mvn test. I believe that with Gradle there are no problems.
Okay, thank you. So next question is from Alexander. Is there a local version of Percy to not upload snapshots to save time?
Mhm. Mm, Good question. I didn't investigate it. Let's check it. Percy, and open just um, how to search it. Percy EO GitHub, maybe Percy, and we see that Percy is with mm, let's check. Need to check it. Uh, I believe if there has some user Percy, they can provide you Percy, what you can install to your server, and doesn't share your screenshots or use it on your local machine.
Okay, so next question is from Maxim. You mentioned mobile app testing. Which tools for mobile test automation did you use with Percy? Was it Appium or something other?
In this case, we used just mobile web. If you here here you can see that we can choose what size will be screenshots. We can here just choose this size, and we this is for example Chrome for mobile version, and you can check uh, Firefox for mobile and another. We can customize it for tablet version, and this is also will be work.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Second question. Can Percy analyze a particular frame of screen page uh, and by ignoring the rest?
For this moment, as I know, no, but I heard that the, they works with this goal. As I said, for excluding, for example, some animation or some clock, some calendar.
Okay. And last question from chat. Do we have possibility to check our screenshots without upload to Percy's portal in case when we have security requirements from customer?
I think it is very similar what we answered before. Need to investigate this question. Um, um, mm, for this moment, I cannot answer, but probably if Percy provide their code, you can build it on your server, and it will be for 100 secure. In our demo, we use Percy web server, and every our screenshot is uploading.
Okay, thank you. So for now, that's it from questions from chat, but we have some questions from portal, and let's answer them.
Okay.
Can Percy be used for some functional tests?
Can you repeat question?
can Percy be used for some functional tests, not for only visual, I guess? Can it
Mm,
some functionalities?
yes, why not? Because, for example, you check functionality that you click something and something is generated. You do screenshot, and if screenshots are same as previous time, you can say that functionality is works. It functionality works. Yes, I think yes.
Cool. Next question. Does it have storage for test library, or I need to store everything locally?
Uh, If you don't have some security reasons like in previous questions, you can save it everything on Percy website on their site. Here you can see that for this test, Percy test, I did run 13 time and everything is saved. I can open what was 7 days ago. Also, I can open if I did run 1 year ago. I will see it here, and everything is stored. Next question,
Okay.
please.
Okay. So, last question from portal
Mhm.
is a kind of duplication. So, is it safe to upload screenshots from project perspective?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's a duplication. If you have some security requirements, please investigate. Can you install Percy in on your site for your servers? For this moment, I cannot answer. I don't know.
Yes, and also, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned that there's a subscription, right? And it has some more extended options. So
Yeah,
definitely
correct.
it needs investigation. So that's it for questions from portal and from chat as well. I would like to thank Yaroslav. It was a really good presentation, and thank you for your answers. Um, Personally, I really got curious to try it on my project, and we'll do it shortly. Um, Again, it was fascinating presentation and useful practical demo, I think. So I hope that we will see you on our next QA Tech Talks with more interesting topic. Thank
Thank you.
you. Let me invite you to our next Tech Talk. And for that, we are having Molde Raskar as a speaker with a topic, interesting topic, I'd say, thorny path of bugs. Um, we will talk about some difficult, interesting cases from practice. We'll talk about bottlenecks and how to handle some errors. Um, and registration for this tech talk is already available. You can find all the links in the chat. Um, so feel free. And for this tech talk, please find a link to rate our tech talk. It will help us to make better tech talks for you. Um, and also follow us on our social media. You can find all the links in the description or in the chat. We are trying to make best content for our subscribers, and we'll be really glad to see your feedbacks. And also, feel free to send some pages to Yaroslav to see him again on our tech talk. And thank you everyone for joining. Hope you enjoyed. Please join us next time. See you.
Thank you.